Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope you all are doing well. Students, today we are going to revise chapter 1, Our Country in the World, from the geography section. Dear students, on page 1 there is given a map of Europe, Asia and Africa. You can see the Islamic and South Asian countries on this map. Islamic countries are colored in green, while the South Asian countries are in striped green. We also discussed the strategic importance of Pakistan and the location of Saudi Arabia. Students, on page 2 you can see the first map, which is of the neighboring countries of Pakistan. You can see in the north of Pakistan there is China. In the east of Pakistan there is India. In the west of Pakistan there is Iran. In the northwest of Pakistan there is Afghanistan, and in the south of Pakistan there is Arabian Sea. Here on page, three important mountain ranges, Hindu Kush, Karakoram and Himalaya, are also mentioned. And the three passes, Khyber Pass, Bolan Pass and Hunjarab Pass, are also mentioned, which lead to their neighboring countries. The second map on page 2 is showing 8 Asian countries, and these are Bhutan, Bangladesh, Iran, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka and Afghanistan. There is a map on page 3 which is showing the different land areas of different heights which are situated in Pakistan. Students, there is a relief map of Pakistan on page 4. You can notice two lines on it. These are cross section of Pakistan. Line AB from north to south and CD from west to east. It means if we travel from line A to B and C to D, which areas we can find. Students, there is given a diagram on page 5. That if we start from line A, we will have Hindu Kush and Karakoram ranges first. Then we can find Potwar Plateau. After that we will find Salt Range, then Faisalabad. After Faisalabad, Indus Valley, and after Indus Valley we will find the Arabian Sea. And if we go from line C to D, first we will have Toba Kakar Range, then Suleiman Range, then Indus Valley, and after Indus Valley, Thar Desert. Thar is very largest desert of the subcontinent. The most important agricultural areas of Pakistan are in the Indus Valley because of plenty of water. River Indus is here and its tributaries Ravi, Chenab, Jhelum and Sutlej are also here. Students, we had discussed that Punjab is the highest populated province of Pakistan and Sindh is the second. Students, our next topic was geographical features. Geographical features are the physical features which are found on the earth. The first physical feature is mountains. Mountains are the highest lands, and these are usually above 3,000 to 10,000 meters high. The young mountains are sharp and pointed, while the old mountains' sharp points worn away by rain, frost, and wind. They are more rounded. And hills. Hills are not very high. They have round tops. They are covered with vegetation, while mountains are covered with snow and have sharp and pointed edges. Plateaus. Plateaus are flat land which are a bit higher land but not very high. We had discussed that in Pakistan there are two plateaus. The one is Potwar Plateau. Our Rawalpindi, Islamabad is located on Potwar Plateau. This plateau is very fertile because of plenty of rainfall. And the another plateau in Pakistan is Balochistan Plateau, which is not very fertile and it's very dry and has very less rainfall. In Potwar Plateau there is plenty of rainfall, that's why it's very fertile. Plains. Plains are flat land, and these flat lands are ideal for farming because there are plenty of rivers and water available in plain areas. Deserts. Deserts are the largest areas of land which have very little water and have few plants and have very less rainfall. In these areas you can find tough plants. These are hot areas, that's why its soil is not suitable for farming. Students, there are cold deserts found on high mountain tops and polar regions also, which are called tundra, and its climate is too cold for vegetation. The next, lakes. Lakes are the inland seas surrounded by flat land. Then comes rivers. Rivers are the flowing water which is usually fresh water. Then estuaries. Estuaries are the places where the rivers widen and enter in the sea. Estuaries can make good harbors for ships and boats. Okay, what are harbor? Harbor is the place where the ships or boats takes shelter. Harbors are generally of two types: natural harbor and artificial harbors. In natural harbors, the natural landform gives protection to the boats or ships from bad weather condition or cyclones. The other is artificial or man-made harbor. This harbor is used for loading and unloading the cargo. This entire facility is called port. Students, there are three major estuaries in Pakistan: Indus Estuary on the Sindh coast, and two are in Balochistan. The next is delta. Delta is the area where the river enters the sea and the river converted into different channels. And here water is not usually very fresh, but muddy water is available here. The example of delta in Pakistan is a small delta which is called Indus Delta. That is in Karachi, where river Indus falls into Arabian Sea. Students, that was the end of this lesson, Our Country in the World. Now note down your home task. Students, You have to read chapter 1, Our Country in the World. Then you have to find the meanings of underlined words of chapter 1. And you have to complete the remaining May task questions in your neat notebook. Students, that was your today's lecture. Take care of yourself and Allah Hafiz.